Sometimes our earliest indication of our talents and abilities emerge very early in our life. Like I know for me, for example, my first memory ever was me drawing. It was like a Mr. Potato Head. But anyway, that was my first memory. But I used to enjoy drawing so much, and it became an indication of my natural abilities, natural talents. Those things you're born with that may not be particularly obvious to yourself or to others at first, but certainly something not to ignore. I can remember being very early, even at home, to get a big pile of butcher's paper and crayons, and that kept me quiet and occupied for hours and hours. I'm sure it was a great relief to find that I could be occupied so easily, but I loved it. And I can remember I was only 6 years old, and I was in primary school, and it was Olympic year. And one of our things we were doing on that day at school was to make up a little Olympic flag with a small piece of white paper, and we would cut out the 5 coloured rings, and we would have to cut each ring so we could interlock each ring to replicate the Olympic flag. And when we finished, everybody had a look at each other's work, and my flag looked like an Olympic flag. Everything linked in, all the colours were in the right place, nothing was out of place. And I looked at the other kids' work, and there was a variety of outcomes, let's put it that way. And it was only me and one other child that managed to make the flag look like it was meant to look. And as a 6-year-old, that confused me. I thought, why couldn't the other kids do what I could do? And I wasn't bragging, I was genuinely confused. I thought, I don't understand how I could do this and other kids couldn't. But so I kept that. I thought I must be good at something. And much later, I was in high school, and I was about 13, 14 years old, and I drew a picture of a mechanical horse. And we were in the main building at school, you know, the big building with the really long hallway and all the lockers either side. And I happened to show this picture to a friend, and all of a sudden there was a whole crowd of other kids around me wanting to see my latest picture. And I had no idea that kids wanted to see what I was drawing, because they always knew I was a drawer. I was a school drawer. I illustrated the school magazine and all that sort of stuff. And that was important for me, because I didn't really feel very athletic. I wasn't mathematical. Languages were a mystery to me, but that was one thing I could do. The reason I bring this up is because I want you to think back to your childhood. What could you do that other kids maybe have more difficulty with? I believe everyone has their own talents, but I think it's also important that everybody identifies what their talents are. So look back at childhood, go back as far as you can, and try and remember what you were naturally good at, because that is a great indication of where to go from here. Just a little proscript. That picture I told you about, the mechanical horse, I actually still have it after all these years. Here it is here. See my little robot horse. This is the one that all the kids wanted to see in the main building at high school, and they all wanted to see it so badly it actually got a bit ripped in the process, but that's okay, I kept it. So yeah, if you got anything that you've held on to, think, I don't ever want to lose that. That was something I'm very proud of. So probably worth pulling it out occasionally, maybe even put it on the wall like I have, just to remind you that you've got something special to offer.